The barcode scanner. Cloud scanner. Okay, what will happen? If you're happy rounds, just signify and collect bite. You were number one in one of them, so no problem.
See those things in other people, but he doesn't like to see it in his wife. The second reason may be that of jealousy, and I don't blame a man for that. The wife is beautiful. He knows what he saw in her that made him marry her in the first place, and he fears that other men will see the same thing. And he knows what this society has become now. There are many loose men out there. There are some men who don't respect anything or anyone. Look, even if you like, wear your hijab, wear your niqab if you like. There are some men that are so spoiled. They don't have any regard for any woman. So it's possible that this man has that fear, that some people will feast on his wife. And it's only a very weak man that will be happy like that men are feasting on his wife. Many of you ladies, you know that you are actually very beautiful. And you know that you people dress very nicely. Even non-Muslims admire you. Among the most beautiful women you can ever think about on earth today are Muslim women. And there's something that this hijab does for you ladies. There's somebody who told me, non-Muslim, that you know that I like the way your ladies wear their veils, and he specifically mentioned the ones that wear niqab. He said it drives them crazy that a woman can be so kept that she covers everything. And you know what that useless see any part of her body, but they struggle the eyes. And it is in psychology, that's what many people have developed. Anybody who remembers Michael Jackson one time like that, he did an album where only those eyes were showing. Whether it's a Thriller or something, I can't remember. These people know appearances, and they know beautiful women when they see one. So I don't blame that man, honestly. Some of you women, you go overboard. You go beyond the necessary. There's a normal, modest dressing, nice dress, beautiful appearance that is okay and moderate. But some other ladies will go beyond the bar. They will. I have nothing against wearing makeup. I like it. It's just that only one or two of my wives likes it too. The other two, they don't really bother much about makeup. The thing is, if in your own case, your husband feels it is too much, then you have to. Why are people murmuring? Yes, I do. So is there anything strange about that? Don't let your husband play with me. I'm a bad influence. So my sister, I want to congratulate you that your husband feels challenged whenever you dress well going out. It means there's more beauty in you than even you two you are aware of. So let him continue to shroud you. I did that at the point, and I said, we are going out together the way you have. I said it's too much. She said, yes, go and look at the mirror now. She looked at the mirror and she laughed and she said, no, she did it deliberately. She thought I would not notice. I actually notice those kind of things because I'm an artist. So I want to congratulate you that your husband is protective and do everything in moderation. Be moderate in the way you speak to people, where you go to, and the kind of things that you do with your life. I also want women to understand that you are not just, you should behave like Hajia. May Allah make it easy. But sorry, I didn't. You should behave like Hajia. May Allah make it easy. But sorry, I didn't. I've taken so much time. That's it. The same husband who is now saying that the wife is, he will not be commenting, you look bashing, you look, he's a munafik, he's a hypocrite. Tell him I said that. He's a hypocrite. Those kind of things he should be saying to his wife. Please, brothers, when did we become so idle like that, that we are now making certain passing and comments on other people's wives on Facebook? Don't you have shame? Don't you have personal honor and dignity and respect? It is not nice. I want brothers to stop it. All of those comments, they are on to your wife. How would you feel if your wife is saying the same thing on Facebook and social media? I want that man, whoever he is, to please desist from it. Every of those good accolades and compliments are strictly for your wife, and only your wife alone. Even if you have more than one wife, get to know and become fake.
One want to pay the rent, or he doesn't have money to pay the rent because he's lazy, he doesn't want to work. There's no problem. Let the rent be due. Don't be ashamed of the landlord calling and asking for the rent to be paid. Don't be ashamed of the neighbors knowing that the landlord is coming to knock on your door, that the rent is due to be paid. If after the 1 year he has not paid and the landlord gives you evacuation notice, then wait and be patient now. The day they come to carry your load and out of the house, wait, let them carry the load out of the house. Ask him, where should we go? If he says he doesn't know, no problem. Carry your load and your children. Go to your family's house. Tell him, I'm in so-so-so's house. The day you rent the house, call me. I'll come and meet you there. But my question is, if you know any woman in this situation, do they do that? No, she will not do that. She will pay the rent, Abi. So why are we complaining? You call the man. A man earns an income. And he's not dropping money. I'm not saying he's dropping 50,000. You say you want 100,000. He's not dropping any money at all. And yet in the morning, you have prepared rice for him. What's the delicacy in Edo State? Black soup. He comes back from work at night. You give him fufu and black soup with 3 meats or goat meat and goat head. Please tell me why I need to drop money. If I'm not dropping, what's the incentive? But if he wakes up in the morning, Abu, you are about to go to work. See, the pot is empty. The rice container, there's no food. What should we do? He says, okay, I don't know what to do. He goes to work. No problem now. Take money, feed the kids. When he comes back at night and he says, where is my food? You say, my darling husband, the love of my life. The only cockroach in my cupboard, the only vein in my artery. I would have loved to prepare black soup for you, but you forgot that you did not drop money when you were going to work. That's why I've not been able to cook. But I promise you, if you give me money right now, 9 p.m., I'll go to the market. What's the name of the next big market? Oru Market. I'll go there and I'll cook for you. My question is, the woman, do they do that? They will not do that. She will not cook the soup. And as he's eating the food, you say, see your head though. You dey chop that food, Abi, you drop money. You are even committing a sin because I like to send it to God. Do not follow your shoulder call with what? With wrong words. So the reality is that it is how you train your man that you will meet him. It is called tough love. It's the way you train your child too. Now, another thing is that some women, they've lived 20 years like this. He doesn't drop, she drops, she does everything. Then one day, she just goes to one lecture and then she wants to change everything in one day. It's not going to possible now. You train the child, very useless. At the age of 20, he cannot wash his own clothes, wash his own pants, wash his own plates. And then one day, you just want that child to become a perfect child. No, it doesn't work like that. You change it gradually. And some men, they are used to not dropping because they don't have. By the time they now get a job, they still not want to go because they are used to not dropping. You have to make him see that he has to change. And please, women need to learn. It is not by shouting, by cursing, by calling him names, or by embarrassing him. It is by being principled. What are you supposed to do? Do what you are supposed to do. What is he supposed to do? Let him do it. If he doesn't do it, let him see the consequence of not doing it. So it's very simple. And another problem I have with this issue is that a lot of women, we stay in marriages where the scales are not balanced and we keep quiet. We don't say anything. The day he now says, I want to marry a second wife, your head will now spark. They are sharing the house rent. I am the one paying the school fees. I'm the one doing this. No, we are getting it wrong. You are maintaining an unstable marriage on the expectation that it will prevent your husband from marrying another wife. By the time he now wants to marry another wife, you now be still, it doesn't even change anything. Also, some people would start having mental issues. Okay, see, this means that is the one paying her rent. She didn't ask you to not let him pay your own rent. And some people will even be mean to women who have not done anything to them. So it's a very complex issue. I feel that at the end of the day, most of the time, the responsibility goes to the woman. You would be treated the way you permit. Now, I have this question on paper. What is your take on a woman asking for a divorce when the husband takes a second wife because she has not been taken care of in all ramifications, including finance and sexual satisfaction? Now, I just answered it. Why is this woman waiting until the time the man is about to take a second wife before she's complaining of not being taken care of in all ramifications? What are you waiting for? Is it that it is okay for him to not take care of you as long as you are the only wife, but that the moment he now wants to marry a second wife, that is when you now know that he's not taking care of you? Please, let us not be covering our wounds. It will not disappear magically. It will just better. It will go bigger. So if you have not been taken care of in all ramifications, and the man wants to take a second wife, and you now want to get a divorce, because I don't know you, so you are not going to say I insulted you. You are a fool. Why? Let me tell you why. This is you. He has refused. So let's assume this is his resources. He has these resources, and this is you. He has refused to pour into you because you have not demanded for your due. He is full. Now, he now wants to marry somebody else and is willing to pour into that person. You now say you want to go. No problem. What does that mean? This person is the only one. You will feel her, she will use it. You will feel her again, you will feel her 4 times. What's going to happen to you? You are outside there. Now, even if you get married, you will likely attract a man who will still not pour into you because you have not learned how to make a man do his responsibility. Number 2, when you want to get married, the possibility that you are going to go and marry another man who already has a wife is still there. So instead of going out and losing completely, take all the years that you have wasted by not getting your rights as lesson for you. Now start getting your rights in the sex and finance and every other ramification. Forgive him for not doing his responsibility, because if you don't forgive him, it is like swallowing poison and expecting him to die. The anger, the hatred, the pain is going to be killing you while you'll be climaxing with the new wife and enjoying the end of his life. So please, except this man has erectile dysfunction, a medical condition that will make it even worse for him to even be able to satisfy you, and except he does not have a job, you are the one feeding him, and the second wife too will be the one feeding him, or you have to feed him and the second wife. Getting a divorce, it doesn't make sense. But if you are the one feeding him and you expect to still be collecting your money to feed the second wife, I'll come and help you to pack your load. Don't worry.
I think the answer to that question is bluntly stated, and I think I appreciate it so much. Okay, question 2.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to sincerely appreciate the organizers of this event, most especially the lead speakers of this event. May Allah reward you abundantly. May Allah take you back to your various destination, inshallah. My question is parents emphasizing on the girl child, taking care of the girl child and leaving the boy child. If you take care of your girl child and the girl grows up, neglecting the boy child, or the boy is going to get married to the boy you neglected, and the boy will end up causing more problem for the girl that was well trained. I want the lecturer to just do an emphasis on that. Number two is that what is your opinion as regards female or a wife carrying your family issues to others, you know, narrating yourself outside, making sure that you are trying to narrate yourself outside, leaving your personal issues on. I don't know if you are getting the point of it. Carrying your personal issues outside, leaving the household, to expose the household to outsiders, and ridiculing yourself. I'm talking about the male now, or the female, both sides. What advice do you have for those couples? Thank you.
Thank you. When Dr. Ogunmoyiwa was talking, he mentioned the fact that you need to find, in fact, I think I remember the way he said it, you need to determine how you want to be solving your conflict. The truth is that there is no way you get married and there is no conflict. There was conflict even in the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the point that he left all of his wives and went away. Was it up to a month? Ustaz, I can't remember. How long was he away? Away from his wife, the Prophet, there was the time he left all of them. He left them for 29 days. Yes, it was a month because the lunar calendar is 29 days. So that is to show you that even, and these are the best of women, that the mothers of believers, they have their certificates of Al-Jannah from this life. Their names were mentioned in the Quran. Yet, as human beings, they were still misbehaving to the point that Allah had to tell them in the Quran, do you want to, if you want to stay, stay. And if you want a divorce, go. Instead of stressing this man's life. And we all know the story of, what's the name of that surah that Allah revealed because they connived together to claim that there is no Mogofil in the honey that the Prophet ﷺ was getting from one of his wives. Tahrim, because they were jealous of her. And of course, we know those of men. There was the Sahaba who claimed that the wife from the back of his wife had become that of his mother. And Allah had to reveal a verse that what he had done was wrong. Allah heard the call, that Allah heard the call of the woman who was complaining to the Prophet ﷺ, but he was telling her to be gentle. So the reality is that because that we are Muslims, because that we are all conscious, praying salat, fear Allah, does not mean we are not going to misbehave or hurt ourselves. We are going to misbehave and hurt ourselves. As a family, you need to sit down and decide how do you want to be addressing your conflict. So for instance, you need to decide, okay, when there's a problem, how do you want it to resolve? You are going to tell me, okay, you tell me that there's this problem, and you explain to me why that is a problem. And if I don't listen, what will you do? You leave me and then you keep saying, after 3 days, if I still don't listen, what can you do? You need to have somebody, either a friend, an ustaz, or a relative that you both trust, that you can talk to, that can talk to the other party. You need to have it, escalate it like that. You understand? So sometimes some problems, the woman would have built, like it would be as if a volcano is about to erupt. And the man will not know because she's expecting that, you see the way I'm doing, you should know that I'm angry. And the man will not be aware. Or the man will be saying, I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat. She should know that it's because I'm angry. So you have to decide, oh, how do you want to be showing your anger, number one. So So for instance, in my own house, number one is that I need to stop expecting my husband to see that I'm not happy. I have to vocally tell him I'm not happy, or this is my stand. Number one. Number two, I used to believe that the issue should be resolved at once. So we agree. It's possible we say it at once and we still do not understand. So you raise it like 3 different times. If after that you are still not comfortable with how I'm doing it and you believe it's a problem, okay, then you can tell some people. Among those people is somebody like Dr. Ogunmiwa. There are times I have spoken to him and he has called my husband, but the agreement is I cannot tell that he cannot just be in the office and Dr. Ogunmiwa is just calling that come and see me. No, I would let him know that on this issue I'm still not comfortable with how you plan to resolve it. I think you are not getting my perspective, so I want to tell so person. So when they are calling him, he's already aware that this person is going to call me and this is what he wants to talk about. But if you do not have that kind of situation, so as I'm at work, or they say, who just called your husband? Oh, my husband is very foolish. See my call. I'm not sure he even has my phone number. That man, very useless. You see, you just pity me. I don't know where I go. Where my heart go? When I like to give people husband, they good. No. It's really important that we honor ourselves, because the reality is that when we just go out to wash our dirty linens in public, we are not just dishonoring our spouses, we are dishonoring ourselves. So it is very important that we have ways that we want to address issues. Now, there's something I want to say. But I also have situations where some men will tell a woman, on no account must anything happening in this house be heard outside. On no account. Now, that means the man will not even, okay, even if you have the man, okay, please, is there somebody I can talk to? If you are not able to resolve our matter, you say you must never talk to anybody. On that one, I believe that it is wrong. But I think I want to give the mic to the sheikhs. Let them, they are the men. Let them tell us whether it's right for a man to say, you must never tell anybody. And I'm not even going to tell you the man you can talk to. You must just never tell anybody. Please, is it right?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dirty lining, washing things outside. Some people are just of that habit of just looking around for who to gist with. And when you want to gist, you don't use your family matters as a gist subject for gisting. People just have different approaches to personal honor and dignity. Some people don't even have any secrets that they keep from others. The only time that you reveal what is going on is if you are in front of a counselor or somebody that is there to help and advise. Apart from that, it's not something we share around with everybody and say, see what my wife did or look at what my husband has become. I just want to summarily say that we need to really up our games as couples. Muslim couples are not like other couples. We also have our problems, we have our things, but understand very well that as a man, if something is bothering your mind, you have an imam, you have a very close friend, and you have a counselor, somebody you can share matters with. Like some of our brothers, we have the brothers' code. If you get too angry sometimes, you just go to the masjid, stay for Maghrib, wait for Ta'lim, stay till after Isha. By the time you are coming back home, your mind is a bit softened because you know that you have kept away from the house for some time. And sometimes you just like stand outside the mosque, you and one brother, you'll be gisting and you spend some 30 good minutes to unwind, to remove all of the things bothering your head. By the time you get home, you are a changed person. But for somebody who doesn't do this, it becomes very difficult. Secondly, I want ladies to associate with each other. As all of you are here now, thank God for this program. I know many of you may not even see each other again after this program. Ladies need to find ways of discussing amongst themselves, ladies to ladies. The reason for that is, look, your husband cannot be everything. Your husband cannot listen to everything. Sometimes among your fellow Muslim ladies, you can emote, you can say things, you can even cry to one another. And the ones that are more experienced among the ladies, they will let you know, look, this is normal, it happens like that, it happens like that. But if you want your husband to be the one to listen to everything, to watch you cry, to watch you emote, to sit down and talk, men don't do sit down and talk. And don't look at your husband like your friend that you discuss women things with. Men are not designed for that. You'll just be there complaining that my husband doesn't listen to me. What do you want to say? You don't even know what you want to say. And you say your husband doesn't understand you, even you, man, you don't understand yourself. So that's something you are going through. There's only a woman like you who can understand and can advise you. I'm just interjecting putting this in between so that we know that it's not as bad as we are looking at it. But please, it's a very bad, a very bad fault for a man who talks too much and who talks about his wife all around. May Allah save us from that. I don't know if that has answered the person's question, but there's a question here I've been holding in my hand for about 2 years now. Sorry, I just exaggerated. A parent's role in choosing a spouse for their children. I think it's Sajia that asked that question. We shouldn't abdicate our throne. We shouldn't run away from our roles. Many of us, we have this habit of letting our children grow, and we think accidentally they will just get a husband, especially the girls amongst them. It doesn't always work like that. I need you to pay attention to some ruling families or some royal families. Right from the time that child is a baby, they are already earmarking the boys that will marry her or the boy that they will choose for her. And these people do it a lot. Rich people do it a lot. Politicians also do it a lot. It's only some of us who don't take it serious. We think these children will just marry by accident. And when at the end of it all, they are bringing somebody home, we are lost. We don't know how they came about it. I want to suggest that parents, if you don't plan, people will plan against you. If you are not strategic, then life will become by accident. I want parents to do planning for their daughters. You raise a very good girl like this, and then you now let anyhow person come to marry her. You are not being fair to yourself and to that girl. So please, let us have more programs like this where we know each other. And once in a while, there's nothing wrong if we know that there is a girl that's matured enough for marriage, your family, and also have boys who can marry your daughters. There's absolutely nothing wrong when parents go all out and talk to each other about these children. And if Allah wills, they will agree to marry each other. I don't wish that many of us have raised children that we cannot talk to. I don't wish some of us have raised boys and girls that we cannot advise. Some of them, when you are talking to them, they say, Mama, don't even go there. I will choose for myself. How did you even raise that child from the beginning? Does the child look up to you as somebody that is wise at all, someone that has any sense? It's a very subtle insult on ourselves that even our boys cannot confide in us and say, Mommy, there's this girl I saw. I want to show her to you. You should advise me whether she's a good girl or not. Many of us, we have lost that opportunity for our children to consult with us in that. So it's a very big issue in our society. And I pray that she will help us to get through this so that we can begin to do it well. In a nutshell, there's absolutely nothing wrong if the parents shop for spouses for their children. And I want to encourage parents to be involved in these choices that they are going to make. And before I drop the mic for Doctor, somebody is asking what's the advice on a brother that his wife says if he marries a second wife, she will leave the marriage. Then can you marry without the permission of your second wife? These are very serious questions. I've answered a lot of it in this my lifetime. But let me say something that is a very, very cruel way to put it. It's like somebody wants to buy Mercedes-Benz and you are asking whether it consumes fuel. That means you are not ready. You don't have the means to buy Mercedes-Benz, to maintain Mercedes-Benz. If we get to an extent that it has to do with the express permission of the wife, or you need the validation of your wife before you take a second wife, it means you have not been able to maintain trust with that your wife. Your wife doesn't trust you and she doesn't know you at all. I want us to try. There's a level you will get to in life, and your wife she can sleep with her eyes closed. Many of these women don't trust us. They know that you are lustful, that you have not been so responsible. They know that you have not been up and doing, and they don't trust words that come from your mouth, and they can't even trust your choice. Because you go and be talking to wrong people. They have caught you severally, chatting with people and keeping girlfriends. Now, if you now say you want to get married, they don't say anything sunnah or anything Islam in what you are trying to do. I'm not trying to say this how it happens every time. Women have the right to be jealous, and she has the right to refuse. But when a man has reached the stage where he's supposed to marry a second wife, he doesn't even need to be asking. Everybody knows that it's okay and is qualified to go ahead with it. So it's not a matter of permission, if you put it that way. Your wife needs to be duly carried along. She needs to be duly informed. Whether you will now follow her or not, that is another thing entirely. Somebody did that in Abuja the other time. He wanted to marry a lady. He told his wife. The wife said, no problem, it's all right, but let me see her. The wife saw her and said, no, this one is too old now. How can you marry an old woman? She's even older than me. How will we respect each other in the house? So the man cut off the relationship. At another time, he found another girl. This one, a young girl. She was just doing NYSC, a copper. And then he discussed with her. She said, how can you marry a small girl, age mate of your daughter? There will be no respect in this family anymore if you do that. Then, the third time, the man brought another woman, and they said that was a widow. She said, you know what killed her husband? Me, I don't want them to happen to my own husband. Another time, another one, they said she's a divorcee. And she said, are you so stupid like this? He said the woman is divorced. If she was such a nice woman, would they chase her away from her husband's house? So the man was confused. He didn't know which one precisely to do. Until one day, he was wearing a jogging suit. He normally jogs every morning. He was wearing a jogging suit. That's how he found his way to the motor park, and he traveled to Kaduna to go and do wedding there. Somebody saw him there. They saw the picture to his wife. He came back home and said, look, did somebody send you a picture? She said, yes. He said, well, I was afraid of telling you, but I've already done it. So husband and wife, they know each other very well. That's what I'm saying. You know your wife very well, and your wife knows you very well. However, you are going to solve this matter of polygamy, it's up to both of you. But polygamy is not compulsory. It is for those who can do it and who should do it. May Allah make it easy for us.
All right. The question here is about how to encourage one spouse who needs development. The spouse needs to develop himself or herself in certain areas, but is not willing to learn. Okay, so it can be either way. It can be the man, it can be the woman. The first thing we need to do is to have an empathetic conversation. You don't come to the table and say that, see, since I have married you, you have never done anything for yourself. You can't even plan your life. You can't even have this. That is not an empathetic conversation. You should start by saying that my dream for you is that in few years you should achieve this and this and this and this. This is where I want to see you, and I think we can do it together. So start with that kind of a conversation, and then try to look for things that motivates her. You know, maybe she likes the other side of medicine. Those who like to use prophetic medicine, or they like to use supplements, you can encourage her. Why don't you take a course in this? Why don't you register a company? Try to see something that you can use to motivate her, and let her start small, or let him start small. Small steps in the right direction. And you should also create an environment, an enabling environment for the person to be able to grow on what they are trying to do. And when they make a little progress, celebrate it like a big win. so that you can use it to encourage the person, and also try to lead by example. If you are not making progress, you don't expect that the other person will see you as a motivator and also try to. Finally, is that you have to be patient with the person. You can take a horse to the river. You cannot force the horse to take water. So you have to be patient and so some understandings. We all have our inadequacies. Maybe it's a natural inadequate stuff for the person. The second question is, what is going to happen if the couple, both of them are builders or both of them are doctors? Okay, so the particular example here is that both of them, they are better at planning than working. So they talk. They plan, but they don't build. Okay, so what we can do with that is try to make yourself mutually accountable. That is, choose a time. We have planned. We are coming back in 2 days to give our progress of what we have done. When there is a time to account, or maybe next week we are going to give a report of what we have done. Secondly is that since you share a plan, also put in the plan reminders. Your wife is supposed to go to the market and find out certain things. Put it on your phone as a reminder. Call her, send a message to her. You are supposed to do it. Are you doing it? Prompt yourself to be able to take action, because you are both good at planning and you have to use the technology that's available to us to now support your implementation. And also you can also create a schedule that you can even give to a third party. This is what is called external accountability, because both of you may not motivate yourselves enough. So when you allow a third party to now know about the plan, that third party will be the one that is now trying to check you. Again, you have to celebrate little progress. If you plan a lot and you're able to achieve small, celebrate it. Don't wait until everything becomes perfect. Don't be like the person that says that every day of my life I must pray tahajjud. And Monday he started, he prayed. Tuesday he prayed. Wednesday he prayed. Thursday he didn't wake up. So he said, I'll try again next week. So Friday, no tahajjud. Saturday, no tahajjud. Sunday, no tahajjud. So Monday he said, I'm starting again. You start on Monday, you pray tahajjud. Tuesday you pray tahajjud. Wednesday you forget to wake up. At the end of the day, you will get tired and you just tell yourself like, it's not possible to pray tahajjud 7 days of the week, and you will lose hope. But when you pray tahajjud on Monday, say alhamdulillah. If you are able to pray on Tuesday, make effort to pray on Wednesday. And like that, you are going to make some progress. Don't wait until everything becomes perfect before you encourage yourselves. MC.
Jazakumullah khairan for the responses. I think at this moment we may have to cut some of the questions for now and then go to the next item. Maybe we'll revisit the remainder of the questions as we proceed, because so that we don't overshoot the time scheduled for the program. I'm going to be calling the Executive Director of the Vigilance Care Initiative. Two things: the game that was done earlier, to conclude on it, then the project presentation that he has to make. So we'll just quickly wrap up those two, then we'll come back. The first issue we want to look at, there are some tables with some write-ups that was turned upside down. I don't know, how many of us have that write-up on our table? How many? Barrister, 1, 2. Any other person? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What we just want to do is, it's an interactive session. 2 things. You pick it up and you talk to us about the write-up. You in just say 1 minute. You just tell us what the write-up is and to pass across to us a message of as far as your journey in marriage is concerned. That's just, we just want to interact with the papers on our table. So I will start with our father's table here. I don't know who wants to speak on it. Okay, from Barrister side.
Well, the question says, or the title says, a man's love language is respect. Yes, of course. Allah in the Quran says, Arijalu or Amona ala Nisa. What does that mean? Man is the pillar behind women. That pillar means that the sustenance of the family as an institution in Islam, the man is to provide accommodation, provide feeding, provide every providables. And if man is doing that, the onus is on the woman to respect him, to honor him, to submit to him. So, and if that is done, the man fulfills his responsibility and the woman equally fulfills her own, the family will be peaceful. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. There's a table here. Huh? There's a table? Okay. Who is speaking?
Assalamu alaikum. I think it's a quote from Imam Shafi. It says, seek help in speech with silence and in reasoning with reflection. Okay. From what I can pick from this, I think it's telling us that, especially when it comes to marriage, we shouldn't both be talking at the same time. As we are talking, we should also leave some space for silence. And in silence, sometimes you get to pick the things that you didn't pick while talking. And hopefully, by having more moments of silence, we'll be able to get more from our spouse and our partners. And then in reasoning with reflection, that's a bit deep. I don't really know what Imam Shafi meant by that. But from my own perspective, I would say, in terms of planning, maybe going back to the tortoise issue, you need to reflect. You need to bring a lot of things to bear, whether from the Islamic perspective or from the secular area. And then hopefully putting all this together as putting a bit of silence and a bit of reflection, we'll be able to move our families forward. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, jazakallah khair. Who is speaking here?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The paper here is, the best of you is he who is best to his wife, and that's the sense of Prophet Muhammad. Salam. I think this very quote is a summary of what the title series and what the guest lecturers have been emphasizing. The truth is, if you are nice to your family, not just your wife, or your wife, part of your family, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you. And you will be surprised that progress will continue to flourish your life. I'm saying this because if you want to make ends meet and you have your family at heart in anything you are doing, even when it is just the last call you have with your family, well, you will end up paying more. A very good example is that if you ask every man that is this hall, how much do you earn a month? Take a pen and paper and start writing. And how much do you spend a month? Wallahi, you saw that you spend times 3 of what you earn. And that's a take home from today. Don't ever count your blessings. Because you're counting your blessings, you are counting the blessings Allah has spread for you. So try and take care of your wife and your family, and Allah will come to bless you. Allah will come to bless you.
Amin. Jazakumullah khair. There's a table here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, there's one here, there's one here. Let's come here first. Who is speaking?
Muslim, a believing man do not hate a believing woman. Okay, Muslim, a believing man should not hate a believing woman. If he dislikes one of her manners, he will be pleased with another. What this means is that no matter how bad the person or your spouse is, there is one particular thing you can find good in him or her.
Now, let's end here, this table. Our ED will have to do justice. Where's the paper here? Okay.
The one I have with me here says, fear Allah concerning women. Verily, you have taken them on the strength of Allah's covenant. It means that our spouse should, discharge their duties appropriately according to the injunction of the Quran.
Okay. Jazakumullah khair. We have just had that as a kind of interaction. It should not be a one-way traffic. So we want to have a presentation. The Nigerian Care Initiative, we are looking at some other projects that we want to embark upon based on the needs of our time. We have started meeting partners, we have started meeting people. It's a project that we want to pull all our resources together, our interests together. It is purely capital, profit driven, as well as business oriented. Now, the slide is this. If you look at the states, we always have issues with privacy when it comes to the hospital, attending to medical care, and issues that has to do with medical care. So we are looking at, in the shortest of terms, to have this. We have already contacted one or two persons who showed this project. Now, this is what we are looking at. An hospital, a Beitul Shifa Mediplex in Benin, owned by Muslims, driven by Muslims, and consulting by Muslims, as well as whatever you can think of. So this is, a pictorial view of some of the slides that we have put together. We are already, like I said, we have already started talking with some persons who have shown interest. So when that time comes, because after now we are going to have our house put together, our house will be in a WhatsApp, where the discussion will continue, and further development also will be shared in that. We think sincerely that it is doable and it is possible. The how do I put it? The proposal has already been written, and how to go about keep selling of shares and what have you is, already on the table for discussion. So this is the project we are looking at. The second project we are looking at is this. If you look at Benin, for instance, you don't have a place where you call a family usra. Where families can go once in a month, for instance. Have this kind of setting, this kind of discussion, do dua, do azkar together, do dua, have people talk to us, and like the issue of Al-Usra in Port Harcourt, for instance, like the issue of Micah in Lagos, we don't have those opportunities. So we want to create an opportunity where we can have a monthly session of families coming together. So that's also in the pipeline we are putting together with what we have. We will inshallah keep updating us of the progress that we are making as time goes on. So those are the two projects. So that it's for Muslims in the state. We can have a gathering where we can say, oh, you take the family to every month and have yourself reminded about Allah and so on and so forth. So those are the two projects we are looking at. For those of us who have ideas to share with us, we are open for ideas as well as also contacts to possible investors to our Mediplex, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. All right, that has been the executive director's presentation, and what he has told us about the two items he has brought to the table: the Beitu Shifa Mediplex and the family Usra. So I don't know if we have any comment, one or two ideas, critique, whatever it is. So I will take our hands. Now, any? Let me start from this side today. Yes. Table 1. Which one is table 1 again? Okay, table 11, 12. Any comments? Okay. 1. Comments, question on anyone? 1, 2, 3. Any? Let me give Abubakar 4. You are going to talk today. All right. Abu Salma 5. Any other person? All right, let me start from the rear.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Quickly, firstly, we say Jazakumullahu khairan to the organizers. It's a good program to have. But straight to the project matters, to me, they are welcome the developments that we'll be praying, and we are looking to see whatever you have drawn, so that however we can key into it, we can key into it. We need hospitals where Muslims will be attended to based on the principles of Islam. We also need, yes, places we can go to for socializing. I think we are growing, and there are some realities we cannot run away from. The Muslim community is not to continue to think that everything is conserved, everything is private, everything is in-house. Sometimes the house is choking, so you just need somewhere you can get to. This is just reality. So I want to make comment concerning the hospital project. I think it's a very laudable project, and is something that we need around Benin City. In fact, in those states in general,
ethnicity. In fact, in those states in general, very like the soonest is something we need soonest. So
I want to suggest that it should be in a more central place and adequate publicity should be made so to enable people to attend the program. So,
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to appreciate the organizers of this event. It has gone a long way to strengthen families, but I have an advice for families, especially the men. My fellow men, many of these heads that we do not share the problems of the habit are very intelligent. They think very far and they have experience in some of those things that we are battling with. Then also help them to develop educationally and spiritually so they can even help more. The family belongs to everybody at the end of the day. The man usually gets older and most times die first, though we don't know die first, but most of the time the woman gets to enjoy the labor later at the end. Why do the men now prevent the women from participating in the family from this very beginning, put all their effort into it? I think we are cheating ourselves. Bring the women into the affair and let the family run on both energies. I think it's better that way. So I want to appreciate everybody and the lecturers for their lecture, and I hope that we're going to get another one soonest. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. At the program, before we started, I wrote down 4 expectations, my personal expectations as far as this program is concerned. I want to just read them. The first one, I said, I expect that the lectures will be very interesting, not only interesting, practical, not theory. I think I will score the lectures 60%. I expected practicals, social case. Those are the ones, examples. Those are the things that we easily remember when we get home. Number 2, I also expect that the atmosphere will not be dull, very lively. On that, I scored the program maybe 60%. Because if those examples were many, the environment was more lively than this. On the meal, I told myself that with the nature of labor I have, the meals are going to be very, very sweet. I will score them 95% per meal. I also said the last expectation actually was that I said at the end of the day, I expect that our homes will become a replica of the ideal Islamic home. So there's no way I can score that. But it's my expectation and hope and prayer that we will get home, which will be far better than how it was before we came here. Then lastly, I want to give the last lecturer to beg the second lecturer, who was just talking. I wanted to be writing that I could not just follow up. So it was in my mind that I'm going to beg him. I don't know if he's listening. Dr. Abdul Fattah. Assalamu alaikum, doctor. All right. When you were giving a lecture, sir, I mean Dr. Abdul Fattah, I was trying to write, trying to follow up, but the pace, I could not meet up with the pace. So I now said I'm going to beg you at the end of the day, if you can make the lecture into a book. So when Dr. Suleiman was, making that suggestion, I was very happy that he has put my mind. So please, I want to join to beg. If you can make it to a book, so I will always happy to read and refresh
Amen. We want to thank the organizer for this program. May Allah reward you all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now, wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brother that just spoke last now, and I do hope that not only you, but every other person here has learned one or two things. Every speaker that you see here, they have different ways of making their presentations, and there are people who have experienced lecturing for so many years. So rather than want to see whether the pace was too fast or something, you know, we had limited time, and we could only say what we could say within the time being. So I want to advise, if you can consult the organizers, if they have to record it, maybe you can review and listen to it over and over again. And I also want to assure you that personally, I've not been writing much books in the past years. I focus a lot more on the social media lectures, and I have over 300 lectures in the social media. So I believe there's not much about marriage you want to learn that you can't get from those lectures that you can watch over and over and over and over again. I also have a podcast channel. The lectures there are over 70 lectures about marriage and marital life. You can always read through, listen to them over and over again. You see them on YouTube also. You can, if you have Android phone, you can also download my app. Just put Adeyemi on the Google search. You will see my app there. You can download it. Many more lectures will be uploaded, and then you can learn a lot from there. Not only my own now this time around. There are many lectures out there that people can always learn from, because we're in the world of social media now. And TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you always find lectures there. My doctor here also, I'm sure you'll find a lot of his materials online that you can benefit from. So bear with us and bear with the organizers. The time is limited. We don't want to keep everybody here bored. But if we ask other people's opinions too, you'll see that they have also learned one or two things from what was discussed earlier on. So I thank you very much for viewing your viewpoints about this, and some of these we are going to try to put them into book form. Whether we are still alive or we are not alive, some people will pick all of those materials and they put them in forms that we can actually read. May Allah make it easy for us.
Amen. Inshallah, some persons have requested for the lectures, the slides, and all whatnot. Well, we only have the email address of those who have filled our Google form. We have their email, so I think from those details that we have, we can always share. We have 2 Google forms that we have filled now. The preparation for this program will give us a Google form, and the evaluation now that we need your feedback. So definitely you should have done one of the 2. So we are going to send copies back to us. Inshallah, we are going to go through some So inshallah, we'll take comments from fathers who are also seated among us. First on the list, we'll call on Barrister Al-Amin Alao. Because of our time, just a brief one, inshallah. Inshallah, it's going to be a brief one. And I'm going to start by advocating for the for the 3 resource persons that made presentations, and particularly defending them against the remark made by my brother Jato. Everybody has some style. I know that you are also a great speaker and a resource person, but everybody's approach will always be different. I like to hear those from different chemistry. That's that. Then number 2, for our women, you know that times are hard, and men now will permit you to work. One of my brother was always saying, if you say you want to work, then you will tell me how much you contribute when you are working, because I can say you should not work as a wife. So you tell me what you are going to contribute. Ustaz Sana de la Peace. Salam alaikum. He's over there. Salam alaikum. So for those of us who are wealthy, we remind you of Khadija. How many of us, as wealthy women, will tell our husband, this is my ATM card. In fact, before I spend, direct me. If you say I should not spend, how many of us are submissive as Khadija? Then on obedience to husband, if you want your husband to love you, be obedient to him. A great sheikh, we call him Akai Kotu, normally comes in Ramadan. One of his lectures, he was explaining the extent to which he wants to be obedient to the husband. He said, the man said, you have seen of your friend, my wife. Take 10 steps. Then the wife said, yes, sir. And then after taking 5 steps, she told the friend, I'm going back. The friend said, I heard the husband told you take 10 steps. Why are you going back after taking 5 steps? He said, oh, the first 5 steps to come out and the remaining 5 steps to go back. The last one, we also need to be diplomatic as men, because women like diplomacy and they like to be honored. It's like a joke. It was observed that women are not controlling their husbands. That's okay. If you know that your wife don't control you, be on this line. If you know that your wife control you, be on this line. So all the men lined up on the line of my wife controls me, with only one man on the other side of my wife do not control me. At the end of the day, they now ask the man, so you mean you control your wife? Wonderful. Wonderful. How do you do it? Then the man told them, oh, it was my wife that said I should stay there. Like me, Sallu ala Nabi Kareem. All right, we also are listening to Professor LK Adeyemo. Also briefly, I know we cannot give you so much time. I know you will have to so many things to say.
We give thanks and praises to Almighty Allah, who has seen us this far. I want to especially thank the organizers and most importantly the guest speakers. You have all done wonderfully well. In fact, there was a time I was carried away. I could see linguistic prowess. I could see intellectual efficacy. I could see that you have boiled the candle, toil in the night to make sure you prepare the lecture. And I could see that the audience are thrilled. May Allah reward you abundantly. It was Allah that granted you safe journey to Benin. We pray him to see you through back home. May you make your home better than you left it. And all your endeavors, may Allah bless it. To the audience, the onus is on you. You have been taught. You have listened. And Allah is going to ask you, when you had that beautiful lectures, what use did you make of them? It is amana, which of course Allah gave to the merchants, and it rejected it. Give to the health and other things, and it was rejected, not because they want to be disobedient to Allah, but because they know their weaknesses, that they will not be able to shoulder the responsibility. I used to tell people that human being is the creation of the highest honor, and of course of the highest responsibility. Failing which Allah says is going to reduce human being to the lowest of the low. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. So this amana you are taking home, we expected this to turn around things. Things we have not been doing well before, now we are guided. وَبِلَاهِ التَّوْفِيقُ وَالْهِدَايَةُ وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ.
Now, inshallah, we are going to present the gifts that from the games. Then we take our closing remark and close the program, inshallah. Okay, maybe I should bring it here. Okay, I'm going to call on the first three families to arrive at the venue. The first on my list is the family of Abdul Aziz Dawood Musa Tedbir. So to come forward and take a very beautiful handshake. All right, the second is the family of Zubair Ododara.
So, some people are breadwinners for their families. You are a gaslighter winner for the family. Congratulations.
All right, so the third, Dr. Hussein Momo.
All right, doctor, you are also a gaslighter winner for your family. Barakallahu Sheikh. Congratulations.
Stars, you are exposing also. All right, for the game, the overall winner is the family of Abubakar Mukhtar Muhammad and family. They can step forward. If he is not, she can. Okay, he is around. Okay, now. This one does matter now.
On behalf of the Vice Gerald